Hello everyone, and welcome to the Bard Cave and another episode of Painting While Hasted, the time-lapse miniature painting series. Today I'll be using paints from Nolzur's Marvellous Pigments, as well as some extra paints and washes from Vallejo. This episode's miniature is the Green Slaad. Now, on this series before, I've painted a blue slaad, so there's some slight differences, so let's just talk about what the slaad is. The slaad were created when Primus sent a complex stone imbued with the power of law into Limbo. The stone absorbed chaotic energy, and from this spawned the slaad. And they're pretty interesting creatures to use within a campaign. And they come in a variety of colours. The Green Slaad is created when the person who is either infected with the egg of a red slaad or the chaos disease of the blue slaad, if that person is a magic user that can cast a 3rd level spell or higher, those people will become the Green Slaad. So let's look at their stats and look at what they can do and how they can be used in your campaign. So the Green Slaad is a large aberration. It's a shape changer. So it has the ability to use its action to polymorph into a small or medium humanoid or back into its true form of the Green Slaad. Usually it takes on the form of the host that it was created from. So that can play into some real fun ways to trick your players if they see some kind of innocuous person who doesn't seem like a threat, and then all of a sudden they unleash all this chaotic magic. Their armor class is 16. Their hit points are 127. They have a speed of 30 feet, and their stats, they have a +4 in strength, a +2 in dex, a +3 in con, a 0 in intelligence, a -1 in wisdom, and a +1 in charisma. Their main skills are Arcana with a +3 and Perception with a +2. They have damage resistances to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder damage. They have blind sight to 30 feet, dark vision to 60 feet, and a passive perception of 12. Their languages are the Slaad language, and they have telepathy out to 60 feet. Their challenge rating is a challenge rating 8, which is 3,900 XP. So these aren't the most dangerous of the Slaad, but they're also stronger than the red Slaad and the blue Slaad. The Green Slaad, at some point in its existence, can become a grey Slaad. It unlocks the means magically and will instantly and permanently transform itself into a grey Slaad. Unlocking this knowledge can take years and even decades. So the Green Slaad has the opportunity to kind of evolve into a grey Slaad, and that can then evolve into the Death Slaad, which is the most dangerous of these creatures. The Green Slaad, as I mentioned, has shape-changing abilities, which is pretty cool. It also has innate spellcasting. Its spellcasting ability is its charisma, which gives it a spell save DC of 12, and it can innately cast some spells requiring no material components. So, at will, it can cast Detect Magic, Detect Thoughts, and Mage Hand. Twice a day, it can cast Fear, and twice a day it can also cast Invisibility, but only upon itself. And once a day it can also cast Fireball. It has magic resistance, giving it advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And it also has regeneration, so the Slaad regains 10 hit points at the start of its turn if it has at least 1 hit point at the start of its turn. So outside of that innate spellcasting, some other actions that it can do in combat, it has a multi-attack, where it makes 3 attacks with a bite and 2 claws. And alternatively, it can use an attack called Hurl Flame. So in Slaad form only, meaning if it's polymorphed itself into this humanoid form, it won't have these attacks. But in Slaad form, it has a bite, which is a melee weapon attack, 5-foot reach, +7 to hit, and the damage will be 2d6 plus 4 piercing damage, or average damage of 11. The 2 claw attacks, or the 2 staff attacks that follow, are in Slaad form only, the claws also have a reach of 5, +7 to hit, and do 1d6 plus 4 slashing damage, or an average of 7. Or they have this magical staff, which is a reach of 5 feet, +7 to hit, or 2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage, or 11 average damage. The Hurl Flame attack is a ranged spell attack, +4 to hit, a range of 60 feet, 1 target, and on a hit it does 3d6 fire damage, or 10 on average, and the fire ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn. So some fun ways I think the Green Slaad can be implemented into a game. Of course, it has this shape-changing ability, so it has this ability to blend in, almost, either surprising your heroes, or they come across some humanoid that looks really unthreatening after being sent on this quest to find this Green Slaad, and it could be a really good chance to ambush them and to really mess with their perception of what's going on. Also, with its innate spellcasting, it has the ability to turn itself invisible. So if you wanted to, another way to ambush your players, you could have it be invisible and then use its fireball when the players aren't expecting it. Or you can use its invisibility to escape the combat. If your players are near defeating it, use your action to turn invisible and get away, and give the players a more reason to chase or to continue with their quest. And I think that would be a really cool way to use the Green Slaad in your campaign. I think it's really cool that it has Fireball. Obviously we know that's a very popular spell. It's nice to be able to have something that uses that spell against your players rather than the other way around. And I like that it has multiple attack, bites and claws, or to use its staff if you're still keeping it within its polymorph form, as to not give it away. I like that it has magic resistance, meaning that they can't just stay back and hurl magic at this thing. It's not going to be enough for it if it has saving throws. And I like the regeneration as well. Regeneration, is a good way to keep a monster standing. And unlike things like the troll, where there's certain effects that stop its regeneration. The Slaad doesn't have those things. It just says that the Slaad regains 10 hit points at the start of its turn if it has at least 1 hit point. So nothing that the players throw at it will negate these effects, which I think is really cool. And on top of that, it has those resistances, so even if they try multiple different damage types hoping to stop this Slaad from regenerating its wounds, they'll soon realize that it's quite a formidable foe. So yeah, that's the Green Slaad. Let me know about any encounters you've thrown at your players with this creature, or any players who have encountered this creature in their campaigns. And I want to say thank you for joining us at the Bard Cave, and we'll see you again in the next video.